What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wayne's World. This is episode number 3. Today is St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, 2021. And today I want to talk to you about something that's pretty important for all of us to understand and do what we can to fight against. So it's pretty obvious right now, and I'm guessing that most of you understand this and have seen this, but we're under attack. And hardworking middle-class Americans are under attack, and gun owners are under attack. Anybody who sways Republican is under attack. Trump supporters are under attack, and it's getting pretty ridiculous. And one of the things that the government, our current administration, is doing right now to attack us, the gun-owning community of the United States, is they are just dumping gun bills into the process to pass them. Right now, there are 110 proposed gun bills going through the legislative process right now. And the vast majority of them, number one, are unconstitutional. And number two, do nothing to protect and help good, upstanding, law-abiding citizens. And it's pretty common knowledge that the only thing that guns do is limit law-abiding citizens from being able to protect and defend themselves. Law-abiding people don't go out there and commit crimes with firearms. It's a pretty proven fact. And it's unfortunate that whenever we have certain types of administrations, I have to watch what I say on here so I don't get banned. One of the first things that they do is go after our gun rights. And they use bad information, bad data to try to push this stuff into effect. One thing that I can guarantee is about to happen is we are about to see a huge increase in mass shootings. Guaranteed. It's already started. And whenever we have a leftist administration and this happens, and it's so that they can push these gun bills through, common sense gun reform. Well, let me tell you something. Law-abiding citizens aren't out there committing crimes with firearms. Most people that commit these crimes, the vast majority of them, are breaking numerous gun laws to go and commit the crime that they're committing. So nothing that they're trying to implement makes any sense. So we're going to discuss some of those gun bills today. And, one thing that I'm pretty clear on is the United States Constitution. And I bought this book when I was running for sheriff, and I read it. And then not only did I buy the actual Constitution, I bought a book called How to Read and Understand the Constitution. And the reason that I did this is because I wanted to understand exactly what I was working towards, exactly what I was trying to uphold. I took an oath to the Constitution when I joined the United States Marine Corps. And there's millions of citizens in the United States that take the same oath, whether they're going in the military or law enforcement or some type of public office. And I'm willing to bet that some might, but the vast majority of people have no idea what the actual Constitution says and what it means. So, you hear this phrase all the time, oh, that's unconstitutional, that's unconstitutional. And a lot of people that are saying it don't even know what the Constitution says. The Constitution is not something that's in place that the government has used to grant us our rights. That's not what it is. It is something that's there, and it's saying that these are human rights granted by our Creator, and no government entity can limit or take them away. That's what the Constitution is ultimately about, that we have these things called human rights that government can't give us, nor can they take it away. And the Second Amendment is one of the very top on that list for a reason, because without the ability to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government, everything else goes downhill. Everything else can be taken away easily. They are attacking our First Amendment rights left and right, nonstop. Look at what's going on social media right now. If you put out any type of idea out there on any type of social platform, you're banned and censored and limited, and it's ridiculous. And they say we're a private company. Yeah, they are a private company, but they also have certain protections because they're not a publisher. They're just there to let people basically speak their mind, was what the idea behind these protections was. And it's not the case, and some of the things that's going on right now, man, it's disheartening. Like millions of other Americans, I went to war and actually fought in the battlefield for this country. And I fought for my friends, first off, the guys to my left and right. but we all had this sense of pride because we were fighting for this great country, the United States of America. And I still love this country wholeheartedly, but I don't like what our politicians and what our liberal part of our society is turning it into. So we have to do our part to stand up against these encroachments upon our rights, and we have to understand what we're fighting against. And so, like I was saying, there's 110 gun bills that are going through the process of legislation right now. And some of them are just ridiculous stuff written by people that have no business even discussing firearms because they don't understand them or know what they are. So how can you limit someone's ability on something that you don't understand? And at the same time, these people that are out there fighting for us to lose our God-given rights, they are protected by armed trained guards 24/7, and those armed trained guards are paid for by our tax dollars. So I might get a little bit irate during this video because this stuff seriously pisses me off, and there's no reason for any of it. If you can look at statistics, you look at the numbers of things, the things that they're trying to limit, it won't have an effect on anything. It won't do anything to stop crime from happening, because if someone wants to hurt someone else, the tool of choice is not important. They're going to find a way to do it. So limiting our gun rights is a disgusting thing for our government to do. So some of the things that are going on right now, they're being written by these complete morons. Like, for instance, HR 5717, which is this huge, all-encompassing gun bill, and it was introduced by Hank Johnson. And I don't know if any of you know who Hank Johnson is, but he's I want to say I don't know if he's a senator or a representative. I'm not sure, or if he sits in the House or if he's a senator. But he came out a few years ago and was talking about our military base on Guam, and he was literally afraid that we were going to have so many people on Guam that the island was going to tip over. I mean, what kind of moron makes a statement like that? The island's going to tip over. Oh, I'm sure that can happen, right? Like they're standing on a barge or something. What an idiot. And anyways, this bill, HR 5717, it's going to require you to have a federal license to purchase guns and ammo, a federal license to purchase any firearms or ammunition. So that's one of them. It's going to raise the age of purchasing guns and ammo from the age of 18 to the age of 21. When I was 18, I was already well into my Marine Corps career. And when I was 19, I was leading Marines in combat. I had my own small unit of 21 guys that I led, and I wasn't even of drinking age yet. So I can plan and lead combat missions, but I can't buy ammunition at the gun store. That's ridiculous. Universal background checks on all gun sales, including private party transfers of any firearms, is another thing they're trying to implement. Red flag laws, which has already been proven is garbage. Red flag laws don't work because most people misuse the process. We have this thing called due process for a reason, and under red flag laws, there is no due process. It's going to force you to buy insurance, I think is one of the things that was on there. It's going to ban unserialized guns. So there's a lot of people out there that buy unfinished firearms and they make them through a machining process. And it's a huge thing these days. And a lot of people do it. And there's no serial number on those firearms. So it's going to ban those. It's going to allow Consumer Product Safety Commission to issue safety standards. So a government organization full of desk jockeys, probably with no firearms training or experience, are going to issue safety standards for firearms. Ooh, great, more regulations, just like everything else. It's going to add a 30% tax on guns and a 50% tax on ammo. Just what we need to pay this corrupt, disgusting government more tax money. Look how much money they waste of ours. It's disgusting. And they do it because the money comes back and they line their own pockets. I mean, how do these people that make under $200,000 a year, how do they live in massive mansions and have 6 vacation homes and private jets and all this stuff? Our taxpayer dollars. That's coming back to them on the back end of all these corrupt garbage deals that they make with companies and countries and everything else. So That's just part of HR 5717. Dianne Feinstein, another moron who had a Chinese spy working for her for 20 years, is putting out an assault weapons ban. First off, there is no such thing as an assault weapon. Assault is a verb, and in any weapon, anything can be turned into an assault weapon. I can turn my phone into an assault weapon if I beat someone with it. And ridiculous garbage. And this is going to basically ban all semi-automatic assault weapons. And let me pull this up here. I have their definition of what an assault weapon is here on my phone. I got to find it though real quick. Sorry. Okay, the term this is in the actual bill. I'm reading from the bill. I have it on. I copied the actual bill onto my phone, and it's like 122 pages or something like that. It says the term semi-automatic assault weapon means any of the following, regardless of country of manufacture or caliber of ammunition accepted. So, a semi-automatic rifle that, number one, has the capacity to utilize a magazine that is not fixed, that is not a fixed magazine, and has any one of the following: a pistol grip, a forward grip, a folding, telescopic, or detachable stock, or is otherwise foldable or adjustable in any manner that operates to reduce the length, size, or any other dimension, or otherwise enhances the concealability of the weapon. A grenade launcher, a barrel shroud, or a threaded barrel. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. It has a threaded barrel, so you can put a muzzle device on it, such as a flash suppressor. It's considered an assault weapon. If it has a grenade launcher, which grenades, come on now, it's considered an assault weapon. A barrel shroud, ooh, that makes it so dangerous. A forward grip or a pistol grip. What kind of ridiculous statement is that? And they're banning it. And in the list, there's like over 250 specific types of firearms to include all AR style weapons, all AK style weapons, and many, many, many more. It's basically every weapon on the market that's not a musket. I mean, I'm reaching a little bit there, but it's still a ridiculous statement. And so that's what their term for an assault weapon is, and it's stupid. If you look at FBI statistics, and I have those statistics, I'm not going to waste the time to look for them. But more people were beat to death with fists in the year 2019 than were killed with rifles. And that's not scary looking militaristic style rifles, it's rifles in general. And the vast majority of those rifles were hunting style, bolt action type rifles. So taking our ability to away to have these types of firearms is going to do absolutely nothing. And they did the Brady Bill gun ban, and it lasted from 1994 to 2004. And the Department of Justice came out with a statement that there was no proven effect of lessening of mass shootings because they limited our ability to have military style weapons. And so there was no proof that it fixed anything. But the Brady Bill, the one thing that was not terrible about that was that it had a sundown on it. It had an end date to where the bill just vanished, disappeared, and it was in 2004. The bill that they have here, there is no end date. There is no sundown on it. So it's forever if it passes and we don't find a way to fight it. So there's on this bill, there's pages and pages and pages and pages of weapons that are banned. And it's basically, I mean, anything that just about any type of semi-automatic firearm. And it goes forward to include the banning of bump stocks. Bump stocks were banned under President Trump in 2017. And let me tell you why those bump stocks were banned. And this is my opinion, it's not fact. But when the so-called Vegas shooting happened, and I have the audio recording of that Vegas shooting incident on my phone. First off, there was at least two shooters. I have the recording. You can hear two two different sets of shooters firing. It's not the echoing. You hear the echoing, but you also hear another shooter in a further distant place. And you can guarantee that those were at least one of the weapons used in that situation was a belt-fed automatic machine gun, like a saw or a 240 Golf. That's what I've done my whole life for a living, is used belt-fed automatic weapons, and guaranteed there was one used in that situation. And I don't know about the Stephen Paddock guy. I don't know the rest of the situation, but I know there was at least two shooters, and I know that there was a belt-fed weapon involved. So the narrative that's put out there is not true. But anyways, they were using that, saying this guy was using a bump stock, blah blah blah, and then Trump came forward and banned bump stocks. And I think the reason that he did that was they were going to try to use bump stocks as a gateway into banning all semi-automatic firearms, because they were going to try to confuse people that don't understand firearms into thinking that automatic and semi-automatic are one and the same. And they were going to use the bump stock feature to kind of push that onto people. And a bump stock, I mean, yeah, we should be able to have them. They shouldn't be limited, but they're a useless novelty item. They do nothing great for firearms. They waste ammo. You know, you can't really be accurate with them. Basically, what a bump stock is the stock moves, and the recoil of the firearm causes the weapon to continue to fire as the stock is moving back and forth. And you can't accurately fire a weapon if it's bouncing around in your hands like that. So, you know, in my opinion, they're kind of a novelty item. I mean, the purpose behind a belt-fed medium or large machine gun, especially medium machine guns, is for suppressive fire. And it allows you to put a large volume of rounds downrange in a very quick manner that will keep the enemy in position with their heads down, so your assault element can move into place and you know, take care of the threat, if that's what you're trying to do. So anyways, garbage information, garbage bill. We need to nonstop call our congressmen, call our senators, call other states, call whoever you can, and we need to fight against this. I promise you, if we don't stand up and make a stand as gun owners and law-abiding people right now, we are going to suffer for it in the future. And like I said before, this is the reason why I ran for sheriff. I saw the writing on the wall. I knew if the Democrats took control of our government, that they would be coming after our rights. And I knew one of those rights were going to be our gun rights. And the one person that has the power to stop them from coming into a small area and the federal government doing what they want is the sheriff. The sheriff can kick federal government right out of their county. They can kick federal law enforcement out of the county, because they are the ultimate in the legal jurisdiction in that county. And you know, so that's why I did it. I saw the writing on the wall, and I wanted to help and protect my community. You know, not just with the crime that we already have occurring, but I wanted to be in place to stop things that were coming down the pipeline. And you know, with the way things going the way they are, if I can build a base and I can, you know, produce the funds, because this last sheriff's race, you know, it cost us a lot of money. I had some help. I had some help from some families and some people in the area. And if that's you, you know who you are, and I appreciate it tremendously. But you know, they had more help. They had the whole courthouse behind them. You know, so I was outnumbered, and I was censored pretty big time. So those are a couple of the bills that are going through right now. There's a bunch of other ones, you know, that ban gun sales without background checks, that puts 10 to 30-day holds on guns at gun stores, requires you to store your firearms in a certain manner. That's HR 130. HR 135 requires FBI to report to Congress transfer numbers of firearms. HR 30 requires harsher punishment for certain basically gun crimes. HR 121 adds 200 ATF agents to the roster. HR 125, 7-day waiting period for semi-automatic firearms, silencers, which that's what it says, but there's no such thing. It's called a suppressor. Armor-piercing ammo and large-capacity magazines. They're trying to completely ban anything over 10 rounds. HR 127, licensing of firearms and ammunition possession, and then requires investigations into improper storage reports. HR 167 prohibits the transfer of guns at gun shows without a federal firearms license. I mean, there is so much stuff going on right now, and not one bit of it will reduce crime. Not one bit of it. All it's going to do is limit law abiding citizens. So we have to do our part, people. We have to stand up. We have to call. It's our system of government. It has gotten so far away from what it was designed to be. It was designed to protect us, and it was, designed to keep our rights in place. And now it's this all encroaching, massively rich empire of people that have their thumbs on us and do what they want. And they stay there for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. And they line their pockets the whole time, and they live in mansions, and they work like 90 days a year. Wouldn't it be nice to make, couple $1,000,000 a year, and you only have to work a day a week or 2 days a week or whatever, and vote yourself in a raise and vote yourself in, awesome health care for life and all these other things? I don't know if you can tell, but I'm seriously pissed off right now. I'm pissed off at the way everything is going with our country, with our government. And, we've been conditioned to accept this. And it started 50, 60 years ago. Call me a conspiracy theorist if you want. But the truth is there's been entities out there that have been doing everything within their power to control us and make us sheep, pretty much. I mean, think about television. It's this box in your house that tells you a vision. And what's on the television is called programming. It's something that's designed to program your mind to think in a certain way. And there's some people that I've known my whole entire life that I've always had a good relationship with, or a decent relationship, cordial, whatever. And I look on their social media accounts, and they do nothing but rant about our post president, still, or our past president, still, even after he's gone, nothing but rant and rant and rant and rant. And they've listened to CNN, and they've been brainwashed into believing that guy was terrible for America. And think what you want about him as a person, but he did some great things for this country. He put a wall at the border. He reduced taxes. He brought our economy back. He did a lot of things to help us. He pulled us out of all these garbage programs that we were paying for overseas that did nothing to help the American people. He got a bunch of other countries in NATO in check and made them pay their fair share. The guy reduced regulations on a ton of stuff. He was fighting against big pharma. Big pharma is a disgusting entity in itself. I mean, I go overseas to foreign countries in Africa, and I can buy inhalers for $5. And it is the same exact inhaler made by the same exact manufacturer that costs me $73 here. And that's on the low end. Sometimes it's 85, whatever. But I can buy the same exact thing over there for $5. Same thing, same product. And, so why are we as Americans the bottom of the barrel when it comes to anything that our politicians do? I mean, there is caravan after caravan of migrants coming to our border right now. And there is members of our public and our government that want to just let these people in, hand them a welfare check, hand them a driver's license, hand them health care, hand them a place to live, and we're terrible people for not wanting them to come into our country. It's just the way the world works. I can't go anywhere in this world, any other country, without a visa and a passport, and I can't go in there and just do what I want. Even terrible countries that nobody wants to go to. Open your eyes. We are under an attack, and what do we do about it, though? That's the problem. Everybody says, if they come to my door, it's going to be a bad day. You know what I mean by that. If they come looking for your firearms or come looking to encroach upon your rights. But I'm willing to bet that most people say that. That's not the case, because you think about it. You're worried about your family. You're worried about your job. You're worried about your future. You're worried about all of these things. And that's right where they want you to be. They want you to be a sheep that just bows down and does what they tell you to do. And when that moment comes, odds are you're going to think to yourself, man, I need to do what's best for my family. And that's what most people think. And that's the right way to think. But, that's why I wanted to be sheriff. I wanted to allow that to happen here. I wanted to allow them to come for our rights here and encroach upon us as citizens. And I'm just completely disheartened by this whole thing that's going on right now. And I mean, if you take 5 minutes and look into it, that everything that happened from November until now was a complete farce. There's so much proof out there. There is so much proof out there. And all you have to do is look for it. Get off of CNN and look for it. The proof is out there. And, people call us conspiracy theories and people call us crazy, but we've been designed to and programmed to just bow down and listen to the mainstream narrative. And if you step outside of that mainstream narrative, you're a conspiracy theorist. And I've seen enough of this world, and I've seen enough of the people that control it to know that they're not doing anything for my benefit. And I know they lie to us. I know they keep things from us. I know they hide things from us. And we have to do something about it. And you like to say, well, hey, come voting time, we're going to change this. But I don't think that those who got voted in November, and not just the guy on top, are sitting where they're supposed to be sitting right now. I think there was a lot of hinky stuff that went on in a lot of states, if not all states. And it's a problem. It's a huge problem. And what do we do about it? And that's why I'm doing this channel. I want to connect with as many people out there as possible that are on the same side of the fence that I'm on. And I don't wish harm on anybody. I don't want anybody to suffer in any way. But I want to be able to stand up for my people, and I want to be able to live my life the way I see fit, as long as I'm not encroaching upon someone else, hurting someone else, or threatening someone else. And I think there's a lot of you out there that think that same way. And so share this video. I know right now it's not the most interesting thing in the world, but it's stuff that we need to know. I'm working on getting better at this. I'm trying to figure out some programs where I can incorporate videos into this and talk about these videos. And I got some great ideas, and the weather's starting to get nice out, so hopefully soon I'll be able to get outside and do some training videos and some other fun stuff. And but please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Same thing with our website and our Facebook page. And I hope you all have a great day. Happy St. Patty's Day, and I'll talk to y'all later.